Hello everyone, my name is Salsabila Zahra, and today I will give you a presentation on how to engage your audience during a presentation. So before we start, we need to understand what does it mean to have an engaged audience. So audience engagement is the deliberate strategy of turning event attendees into an active participant in order to achieve the goals of both organizer and the attendee. So to engage a large audience fully, the presentation need to be energetic, purposeful, and staged, as if it is a direct conversation between both you and your audience. That way, they will absorb your ideas and insight, and they will have learned something in an enjoyable way. So why it is important to know how to engage your audience? Because uh, when you can engage your audience, it will make your audience feel involved during a presentation, and this will make the presentation more interesting for them. So today I will show you and explain 5 ways on how to engage your audience during a presentation. So the first technique is using inclusive language. When you are doing a presentation, you need to appropriately address and know how to appropriately address your audience. So you need to pay attention and be aware of the pronouns you use when speaking. So there are pronouns such as you, we, and us, and the phrases like you all, we all, and us all are inclusive, are the part of inclusive language and will help you to engage your audience. The next one is using a simple language. So when you are doing a presentation, it is very important to deliver your presentation in a simple language, not in a complicated way, especially when you are deliver a presentation that scientific and there are a lot of terminology word or strange word that then usually people not know in everyday life. So when you are especially when you are presenting an academic presentation, you need to use a formal language, but you also need to deliver it in appropriate spoken language so it will be easy to understand for your audience. You also need to avoid using formal words in your presentation. And when you can think of a more appropriate spoken alternative, it is better to use it because this makes your presentation more accessible to the whole audience. The next one is asking question to your audience. When you are doing a presentation, you can try to ask question to your audience. You can ask your audience a question that you do not expect them to answer, because it will increase their curiosity about your presentation, and they will make more pay attention to your presentation. So this type of question called a rhetorical question, and it will help you to make your presentation more conversational, since you have ask a question to your audience and it makes the situation more easy going and not really formal. The next one is learn to emphasize. It is important since when you are giving a presentation, you need to deliver some of important point from your presentation, and you can use different techniques to emphasize important parts of your presentation. You can use some grammatical structure to emphasize important parts of a sentence, and it will help you to deliver important points from your presentation. So I will give you one technique which can be used to emphasize a part of a sentence to and You can start a sentence with word it. The sentences are normally used to contrast a piece of information with something else that already mentioned. So I will give you one example. The sentence, the Industrial Revolution affected most part of the world, but it was in Britain that we really saw the first sign. So the word it emphasized the Industrial Revolution, and it is easier to understand because we use word it, and in the sentence to emphasize a place we really saw the first sign in Britain. So the last one is show your opinion. When you are doing a presentation, you can use some techniques, and I will give you two techniques on how to showing your opinion. The first one is you can use adverbs at the beginning of a sentence to show your opinion and make a presentation more engaging. And the second one is you can also indicate your opinion by adding a comment clause to the end of a sentence using word which. When you are showing your opinion, you will give something that it doesn't present in your PowerPoint or in your picture that you present, and it will help your audience to engage more because they are not entirely factual and descriptive. And when you are giving your opinion, you also need to think about whether you would like to add a personal angle or not, because if you want to add a personal angle, you need to address it in appropriate way. Okay, everyone, that's the end of my presentation. To summarize it, it is important to engage your audience during a presentation so they will not be bored and understand about the material you present to them. And there are 5 ways on how you to engage your audience. The first one is using inclusive language. The second one is using a simple language or a spoken language. The third one is try to ask a question during your presentation to your audience. The fourth one is know how to emphasize the important point from your presentation. And the last one is by showing an opinion to your audience, so it will be more interesting and engaging to listen to. Okay, I think that's all, everyone, from me. Thank you, everyone, for listening my presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.